What up, guys? It's Mad Scientist 789 here. This is going to be my review of Pro Wrestling Noah's Great Voyage in Tokyo Volume 4. Now, before we get started on that, I'll let you guys know you need to go on and say yes to this. Double Miz is doing just did a video where she said Dreamslam yes or no. Dreamslam 2 actually. And you know, she wants to hear from you guys. She wants to know if she should put it up before Christmas or put it up at all. And you know, she wants to get a lot of responses out of this. People saying yes. So I mean, I'll put a link in the description. You guys need to go say yes to this. If you haven't seen Dreamslam 1, please watch it. It's arguably the greatest wrestling show, period. The second one is absolutely amazing as well. Get both of them up there. You guys need to see both of them. So go on, click on this video right now if you want, or after this review, and say yes to Dreamslam 2. Now, with this Pro Wrestling Noah show, thing I'm going to mention about this, there's a lot of stuff on the show that, you know, there's nothing really bad at all. Nothing really hurt the show at all. It was kind of just a, you know, the undercard was just really solid and entertaining. So, I mean, I'll get into it and I'll explain. First match is Mickey Nicholls and Shane Haste versus Inoue and Miyahara. This was just a fun short match, you know, just kind of a sprint. You know, nothing bad, nothing great or anything. You know, did what it needed to do, and you know, Shane Haste and Mickey Nicholls getting the win here, looking pretty solid here. Shane Haste, you know, is you know, as definitely a specimen in wrestling, and I haven't seen that much of him, but from what I have seen, very entertaining guy, very athletic. Definitely would like to see a little bit more of him, maybe in the States or something. But you know, Shane Haste and Mickey Nicholls getting the win here. I go 2.5 stars on that. Next is Morishima and Yoshie versus Yone and Saito. This is decent here, you know, nothing great, nothing horrible either. Entertaining. I don't know if you guys feel the same way if you've seen this match. With the way Morishima's hair looks right now, he looks like a heavier version of Takayama, and I just kept thinking that when I kept seeing him from like different like side views and stuff in the match. I kept thinking, man, he looks just like Takayama from different views, but you know, that's just my personal opinion on that. But this was an okay match here. Morishima and Yoshie getting the win here. You know, and in a decent match, like I said, I go 2.5 stars on that as well. Takeshi Rikio did a retirement speech before this match. You know, I've not really seen too much of him. I'd seen a couple of his matches years prior, but you know, not really a huge fan. But you know, any retirement of a you know, a decently well named guy in Japan is pretty big. So you know, that's pretty important. Also on this show, I did mention in the beginning, they had the Bison Smith kind of memorial thing for him. You know, being one of their biggest guys over there. You know, in recent memory, you know, not as big as some of the, you know, guys from the, you know, 90s and 80s and stuff, but you know, still pretty good big guy, and everyone over there really enjoyed him. So thought I'd get that out there as well. Next is Kobashi and Kensuke Sasaki versus Sano and Taguchi. You know, I enjoyed this. You know, over in the American Indies, a lot of times people, you know, give matches that are spot fests, you know, a lot of grief and say that you know, they're not that great or whatever. Well, in Japan, they have their own version of this, and you know, and it's pretty much just called a strike fest, and that's pretty much what this match was. And it was extremely entertaining, and I enjoyed it. You know, and I would go 3.25 stars on this. I enjoyed this, just like, you know, over in the American Indies, or you know, they have just, you know, full on just spot matches. This was just a compilation of just strikes. Just all it was just everyone just striking each other, a couple suplexes here and there. Kobashi and Sasaki getting the win here. Like I said, 3.25 stars. I really enjoyed this for the most part. Next is Takayama Jun and Kanemaru versus Suzuki, Ishimura, and Oki. This was a fun, you know, back and forth match here. It wasn't great, but it was you know, better than the first two matches on the show, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, you know, Takayama, Jun, and Kanemaru getting the win here. I really enjoyed the end, which was like a, you know, Takayama and Ishimori going back and forth, doing like a back and forth kind of deal. Very entertaining. You know, seeing Ishimori trying to do whatever he can to get over on Takayama, but it just wouldn't work. Finally, you know, Takayama getting the win on this, and pretty entertaining stuff there. So I go 3 stars for that. And then next match is Namuchi Marufuji versus Takeshi Sugiura. This is Marufuji's return match. Really, really enjoyed this. This was just one of my favorite matches on the whole show. Every time I see Marufuji, he always has just something new, or he's doing something new that, I have never seen him do. And there was a couple things in this match that I had never seen him do, and I really enjoyed it. Very entertaining. Marufuji looked like $1 million here. Even though he lost, Sugiura got the win on this. This was just really good stuff here. The only spot on here that I thought was kind of was they had a botched Inoue spot, but to the outside. But it almost looked like just an instant death spot. So he could have really hurt himself. But other than that, this was really, really good, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm gonna go 4 stars on this. I really liked it. Next is Kensuke Nakajima versus Ricky Marvin. I extremely enjoyed this too. This was very good. This was a good juniors match, but it was sloppy a couple times. Nakajima looking good here, and Marvin always looking good, and them having really just good match here. It wasn't anything special, but it was still a pretty good juniors match, but it just didn't break 4 stars for me personally. So I'm gonna go 3 3/4 stars. It was still pretty good, but a bit sloppy at times in my opinion. So and then the next match is the actually All Japan Triple Crown match, where because Jun Akiyama is the champion right now, so him defending the title, in Noah, I guess. So that makes sense. So it's Taiyo Kea versus Jun Akiyama, and this wasn't bad. It had a slow start, but it got better. And I like the finishing stretch. With Akiyama doing whatever he could to try to put over or try to get the win on this. Just kept doing all kinds of stuff just to try to win, and he just finally he couldn't, and finally he did. So I really enjoyed the ending stretch. So I'm gonna go 3 3/4 stars on this. Akiyama retaining here in a pretty good match. And finally, the main event, definitely the best match on the show, which was Kenta versus Go Shiozaki. I'd be hard pressed to say. Yeah, I'd be hard pressed to say it wasn't, in my personal opinion, the best Noah match I've seen this year. On quite possibly the best Noah show of the year. I really enjoyed this Noah show. There was, I don't know, I thought it was very entertaining and enjoyable. The last 4 matches were all very good. The Akiyama match and the Nakajima match were borderline 4-star matches. So in my personal opinion, so you could have been looking at a show with just 4 4-star matches on it. And that's pretty good. And for Noah having kind of a a blah year, it's really hard to justify them having anything better than this, in my personal opinion. So this is my review here of Noah's Great Voyage in Tokyo Volume 4. Definitely go out and check this out. This is quite possibly the best Noah show I've seen all year. So definitely check this out. And I'm a mad scientist, guys, and thanks for listening to my review here, and peace.